Well, guys, last night, or yesterday afternoon's last night, thunderstorm, hail, wind. That was a doozy. Whew. But it's the next morning now. Blue sky. Sun's coming up. Wow. I'm feeling beat up this morning. Once again, I made maybe a wrong decision. I should have maybe put my shelter up earlier when I knew the storm was coming, rather than relying on it missing me or whatever. Anyhow, day 20. Having a little break. I've been hiking for about, an hour and a bit, probably 2 or 3 miles into it this morning. It was just too cold. Really cold last night. In fact, this morning when I got up, there was still all the hail was still there, just like a big white sheet of snow about 2 or 3 inches thick. Here, there's none. And I did camp at 11,700 feet last night. And for a rule of thumb, they suggest you do not camp above 12,000 feet. So I was kind of getting there, but I was okay with that. And I was warm, no problem. And I was dry in my shelter, no problem. However, today, I got a lot of my tent, everything else has to be dried out. Down the road a little bit, once the sun comes up a little bit more, I'll have coffee and a proper breakfast, my oatmeal and stuff, and dry out my rain gear and my my shelter. So hey, yeah, day 20 begins now, and wow, again, thank you for joining me on my attempt of the through hike of the Colorado Trail. These aren't bad. These are like a little cheesy cracker, and they're okay. Well, little update on day 20. It started off pretty rough for me. Again, I felt like I'd been beaten up. But anyhow, first of all, let's take a look. Blue sky, puffy clouds, but already little blobs of cumulus starting. It's still morning time, and it's quite warm. It's going to be 80 degrees up here. I feel those thunderstorms could come back again today. The typical Colorado mountain afternoon monsoons, just like we had yesterday. Having said that, I did take the time already to dry out my tent. I also dried out my rain gear. So it does two things. First of all, it means I don't have to carry that water in my pack. And it's just better for the gear to try to keep it as dry as possible. Oh, look over there. Isn't that beautiful? Hey, so we are in section 17 on day 20. This is a dry section. There could be a trickle about 3.5 miles up the trail, and I'm really hoping there is, especially with those rains we had yesterday evening. That should help the water situation. So I'm counting on that because I'm low on water right now. I'm down to about a half liter of water and 3.5 miles to go to that possible water source. So hopefully my guardian angel is going to be with me. If not, then I'll just have to fire her ass. But anyhow, that's a whole different story. Okay, just checking in. Probably around 6.5 kilometers in for the day so far. And as I say, it just feels challenging today. Very technical. Here, this is beautiful. This is the best it's been all day by far. Up to now, it's been a lot of up and down on lots and lots of rock. Big rocks, boulders. On the Appalachian Trail, Pennsylvania is known as Rocksylvania. I think the Colorado Trail should be known as Roxlardo, because it's been very technical with rocks, especially this last few days. Probably this last 4 or 5 days have been like that. Okay, carrying on. little breezy, sorry about any wind noise, but a little breezy up here. We're a little over 12,000 feet and we're going to stay here and climb most of the day, so I don't think we're going to go below 12 today. And again, I'm noticing that on my breathing. Okay, let's put down some miles. Hey guys, well, day 20 progresses much better now. This morning, as I say, I had that kind of beat up feeling, but as the day progressed, I kind of came around a little bit and came all back to the Jasper we know and love. Well, anyhow, little time right now. Still into these rocks, man. 3-4 days now of just beating the hell out of your feet. But anyhow, let's talk about our little tech tip today. Our tech tip, gear, whatever, isn't about anything particular. It's about what you buy and the quality of what you buy. What made me think of this was last night, when I was under my Tyvek footprint with all my rain gear on, doing everything I could to keep the water off me and keep a reasonable amount of body temperature so I could function normally. Now, that might sound a little extreme, but that's exactly what it turned into. It turned into a semi-battle for survival. The hail, once it changed into heavy monsoon rains, super cold, it lasted and lasted and lasted at least probably 3 hours. After about an hour and a half, I could no longer stay where I was. It had essentially turned into a flash flood area, and my body temperature was getting so cold, the only thing I could do to warm my body temperature was to hike. So I did for about another hour. And then all of a sudden, there was a little easing in the rain. And I found a little kind of rocky, grassy, rocky area. Not something I'd normally pick for a camp spot, but under yesterday's conditions, it was 5-star accommodation. I got my tent up, got inside, got warmed up, got my rain gear off, got my dries on, and so on. And it worked out fine. My point is, if you're a weekend warrior, that's fine. That's great. If you get out every now and then for an overnight or a day hike, that's wonderful, and I encourage you to do that. But if you're a thru hiker and you are miles from anywhere, I mean miles from anywhere, any kind of help, then I suggest you have the best gear that's available to you, such as your rain gear. If you buy a $25 rain suit, well, that's a value you're putting on your life, because believe me, you are worth more than 25 bucks. I'm sure you are. Equipment like that is like car insurance. Buy a good policy and hope you never have to use it. Well, if you are going to through hike, you are going to have to use your rain gear, but make sure you get quality products. Arc'teryx, Outdoor Research, these companies, you're going to pay for that, but you're going to get quality. So my tech tip today is look after yourself, pay and get quality gear. Okay, that's that. Okay, I just took a look at the map and it is now 2.7 miles to Lujan Creek trailhead. There is camping, so that is where I'm going to spend the night. That's still a good, and we have a pretty stiff climb between here and there. So it's now 4:45, 4:45, maybe 5:15 I'll get there, because as I say, we have a good climb. We're just starting to go from the flat to a slight ascent, which is normally the case when we're going to get into a solid climb. The forest, the down trees, looks very pretty. The trail behind me. Okay, we will report when we get to camp. The afternoon thunderstorms threatening, building one more time. Pretty much the same time as yesterday, give or take, although yesterday I think they came in more ferocious, stronger, but they're definitely building. Definitely building. About a mile to our camp, although I've passed a couple of good ones already. And I was kind of thinking I should have grabbed one of those. But the trailhead down here may have water. I don't know, which means, if that's the case, we didn't need to carry all that water this afternoon. But we didn't know that, and we still don't. So we'll see. Day 20, Colorado Trail through hike. Unbelievable. Met some great people on trail today. An older than me gentleman taking his time. A lady, probably in her 40s, doing the CDT. She's got 650 miles left to go. A young lady, trail named Tail Shake. Awesome. Plans to be retired when she's 40. She's only got 4 years to go, she says. She's 36 today, or now. Jessica, charming young lady from Denver. She was starting out with 2 friends. They both dropped out at the last minute. She elected to go it alone. Brave young lady. And then just a whole bunch of other people coming and going. But today I've seen about, I think, 8 through hikers. 7 for the Colorado Trail and 1 for the Continental Divide Trail. No. There goes those rocks again. Okay. About a mile to trail, to camp, sorry, not to trail, to camp. About a mile to camp. Okay, let's get that mile done before the heavens open and the rain comes. Take a little look at that. 300 miles. 300 and counting. Yep, 300 miles. Nothing wrong with that. You remember the first 100 we saw? And then the second 100 second one we saw, and now the third 100 we saw. Wow. We're moving along down this trail. As challenging and as painful as it's been so far, it's been amazingly rewarding. Like, just take a little look through there. That's just the norm. Okay. Okay guys, right here on the Colorado Trail, we have a bunch of the most amazing people you could ever want to meet. And a couple of their canine friends too. Trail Magic. Can you believe it? Say hi guys. Hi. So who are you guys?
We're not the Trail Magic people. No.
Who's the Trail Magic people? You're the Trail Magic people. Who are you?
I'm Becca.
You're Becca.
This is Jordan and Cammie.
Awesome. And so what inspires you to come out here and do this?
Well, we've done the Colorado Trail before, so
yeah,
we've been wanting to do this for other people too, some trail magic or whatever. It's pretty fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and believe me, myself, and all the other Icas, we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
My camp for the night at the end of day number 20. Right across the way from the Trail Magic folks, where I had hot dogs, potato chips, bananas, donuts. Wow. What a great way to end a day. I'm going to sit, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and just relax. And then you know what? As usual, it won't be long before Jasper's in bed and fast asleep. Thank you again for joining me today. Today was a good solid day. We pushed a bit today. We got some miles in today. Today was a little over 18. And on these climbs, that's pretty good for me. So an 18 plus mile day, I think 18.5 or something, but I'll know better when I do my log. Hey, we'll talk to you in the morning. Day 20 comes to an end. And day 21, well, it's going to begin very soon, but not yet. Talk to you in the morning.